Previously on the
beta.
Diaries.
For example, we couldn't find the engineering heads. As of right now on the beta, the hand-ins for Zul'Gurub do not work, so the coins you don't get XP for past level 60. Harris Pilton sells the huge, gigantic sacks. Well, I mean, that was just yesterday. That was just the previous episode, how things have changed already. So I was streaming once again over on Twitch, ScottyJ87. If you don't follow me already, make sure you come over and see some beta gameplay. So I'm going to be doing, actually, as soon as this video goes live, I'm going to be doing a subathon for the next couple of days. So could quite literally be in front of the PC from now till Saturday. But I've still got loads of things that I want to test. But what did we find out last night? That's the important thing. So I think the best place to start is if you're worried about have you got enough gear. Do you need full Nax gear to make it really quick? You know, what is sort of the entry requirement? You don't really need a great deal at all. I'm in like phase 1/phase 2 gear on my druid, that's it. And the mobs just, they don't hit hard. You know, I can comfortably pull 2 or 3, any more than that. All right, you know, I need to actually start maybe doing like roots, putting roots on one or healing myself or whatever. But the mobs just in general, they don't hit that hard. Not to what we're probably used to on certain servers I'm not going to talk about. But yeah, overall, I would say you haven't got to worry about the amount of damage you're taking. I think next, what's on everyone's mind is sort of how long it's going to take to get to 70. Now, if you have been watching the big streamers, or you've been watching me, or you've been watching whoever you've been watching, it doesn't matter. You're probably thinking, wow, I mean, this looks slow. You know, the XP you're getting from when you're running around questing looks slow. The XP in dungeons looks slow. Well, I can't 100% confirm that dungeons are correct. So I want to put that out there straight away. I've seen other people doing dungeons, as in people that I talk to on Discord. So I know the XP per kill they're getting, and the XP looks about right. Yeah, it might be lower than what we expect, but it actually sounds, if we go by the formula, it sounds like it's around about there. Whereas the XP that you're getting from mob kills out in the world is still following the classic formula. So if I just bring that up on screen and talk you through it, it will probably make a little bit more sense, and you'll understand that actually questing in the open world is going to be quicker once they fix this. So this is the more formulas for mob XP. All we're interested in is the basic formula, so this small section here. So currently in Classic, you can go and test this yourself, it works. So it's your character level times 5 and then plus 45. So if you're killing a mob of equal level, so if you're level 60 and you're killing a mob that's level 60, we'll just do this really in a really basic raw format. So you're 60, you times 5, and then you add 45. So if you were 60 and you're killing a 60, you should be getting 345 XP. If you was 59 and you was killing a level 59, you should be getting 340 XP. So what's going on here is in Classic, where you're getting that extra 45 for killing a mob, that has carried over into Outland, where in fact in Outland you should be getting an extra 235. So when I was killing level 60s, I was getting this. So I was getting 345 XP a kill, which is accurate. Whereas what I should actually be getting is 535. So obviously that's a big difference. You know, over the course of all the kills that you're actually going to do, that makes a really big difference. Now, as I say, in dungeons, the XP seems to be correct, but until I've done it firsthand, I've not actually done a Ramparts or a Blood Furnace yet. I've been busy testing other things, but that is going to be on the agenda for today, definitely, and so I will reconfirm on the next episode. I've tested this across multiple places. So we've tested it on Classic, we've tested it on Beta, and I've had people test it on those servers that we don't discuss. And those servers that we don't discuss have got the correct formula. Classic's formula is working fine, so it seems like it's just the beta where they're still using the vanilla formula instead of the TBC formula. So that definitely will be fixed, which will make the questing, obviously just from kills, will be quicker. You're going to get more XP. I mean, that's lovely. Dungeons, you are averaging from Blood Furnace just over 2 bars a level, which is pretty much what we expected. I mean, it's not a million miles off. We was expecting 2 to 3 bars a level. So where people are saying, oh, it's really slow, we're not going to be dungeon leveling, you got to remember, we're not dungeon leveling for the fast XP. We're dungeon leveling, so we've got no sort of contested quests or mob kills. You know, we're in there on our own, doing our own thing. But not just that, we're doing it for the rep. You know, we want rep, we want honoured with all of these factions before we ding 70. So if anybody's saying, "Oh no, you're not going to be doing dungeons, the XP's too low," that's rubbish, because that's not actually what the whole point of it is. The whole point of it is to get the reputation. So even if you was to grind Blood Furnace and Ramparts, not Ramparts, you'll probably only do that once for the quest, but grind Blood Furnace until you hit Honoured, then you go and quest. That may still feel slow or seem slow, but like I say, it's the reputation we're interested in, nothing else. So don't be deterred by doing dungeon runs, because like I say, quests, yes, the XP you're getting out in the open world is high and it's nice and it will be quick, but when you're watching these guys on the beta, or myself on the beta, there's no one around. There's like 40 people online in Hellfire at a time. You're not having any problems with like going mob to mob to mob, smashing quest after quest. So, as I say, I still think the dungeon route is going to be the best way to go, even if you have to mix some quests in along the way. I'm going to include bugs. I didn't want to, because we know some of these are going to get fixed, but at least if I mention them now, then if they don't get fixed, you can't hate on me for being a bad tester. Now, I reported lots of bugs last night. Well, when I say lots, a good 4 or 5 bugs, ranging from sort of aesthetical bugs with sort of how the mobs look, where they might have like missing textures, all the way through to like now what I'm going to mention, which is the keyring. So you can't put keys in the keyring, which seems quite counterproductive. I deleted all my keys last night because I was getting annoyed with them being in my bag. So your keyring is an invalid container. So that is a bug that I've reported. I know it's not going to make it to live, don't get me wrong, but I thought I'd just mention it anyway, because we are keeping a diary as we go through all of this. So when we get to the end, if any of these bugs have made it to the game, and we know, you know, deep down in our very small stone heart that we have reported it, then we can kick off. Melee Leeway is the next one, and it's disgusting. So I don't know if you've seen the video where the Tauren is actually quite literally hitting the enemy that he's dueling through a pillar in the arena, but Leeway is scuffed, and again, that's something that's going to be fixed, because that video clip is going to go absolutely viral. Let me see if I can find it for you. So look, I appreciate I could put this full screen, but just a quick look, just so you can see what I'm talking about. You got the Tauren on one side of the pillar, you got the guy he's dueling on the other side, and he can quite literally hit him through the pillar. These clips from Twitch are actually on Wowhead, or TBC Wowhead, so feel free to go and have a look. This next one is specifically for feral druids, and if you're feral and you're watching this, this is really good news. We were shocked, not shocked about it, because we know back in the day that this is how it worked, but I can only remember specifically back to Wrath of the Lich King it working like this. I actually thought in TBC we still needed a cancel form, so I could be wrong, but obviously, as you know, the first line pretty much of every power shifting macro in Classic is /cancel form to take you out of cat, and then you might be removing buffs like predatory strikes or whatever, you know, where it wasn't going back here, it wasn't going back onto your character when you was power shifting back in so fast. Well, now the macro /cast !cat space form works. So I'll show you in game, and I'll show you why this is quite a big deal, because this wasn't working for me on hypothetical servers. Awkward. Why this is such a big deal is, apologies for the mechanical keyboard making lots of noise in the background, but so this is going to be the macro we're using for power shifting now. So /cast space !cat space form. So this will just go from cat form to cat form. But the interesting thing here is if I go in cat form, so this button here is my obviously power shifting macro. Now when you've got a cancel form macro, if you run out of mana but you don't notice, or you're just too busy paying attention to the boss, you end up stood there meleeing with your staff, which is no good. But interestingly, with this macro, if you haven't got enough mana, obviously it does not let you shift again. So if you watch, I can still do it, I can still do it, I can still do it. Now I can't do it, but if I try and do it, it just says not enough mana. So using this macro for power shifting, you can never accidentally get caught out of cat form. Now this, I appreciate, is not a massive thing, you know, and it may be something that lots of people are aware of, but it is actually a really nice quality of life thing for feral druids, because there's nothing worse than realizing you haven't got enough mana, and using it like this, you could quite literally power shift down to nothing, so you can't power shift anymore. I'm not saying this is the optimal way to play, but I'm just saying if you sort of wasn't sure when to use your mana pots and stuff like that, so you could power shift down to no mana, so you can't use that anymore. As soon as you see the out of mana, wait till you have got enough mana to use it, then use your mana pot power shift macro. Then maybe after 1 or 2 shifts directly after that, use your dark rune power shifting macro, you know what I mean? So it actually makes managing everything quite easy as well, even for somebody who's not sort of overly confident with a power shifting Feral Druid. So I just wanted to throw that one in because I think that's really, really good. People are asking about the 58 boost. So obviously we can boost a 58 on the beta. Now I'm assuming that boost is sort of in line with what the paid boost will be. And the best way would be just to show you, because each specialization or each class starts with what they call an Outland survival kit. So if you start a Warlock, for example, you'll instantly start with like some shards in your bag. If you create a Mage, for example, we'll log in-game on a Mage and I'll show you what you start with as a Mage. But basically all of the different classes get a slightly different survival kit, which is quite cool. So this is the first time I've actually created a Mage, so I'm not sure exactly what's going to be in the Outland survival kit. But if we open it up, we get some food and water, you get your mount, you get Rune of Portals, Rune of Teleportation, and Light Feathers for Slowfall. So you just get like the basic sort of reagents that you need early on, which is quite nice. And as I say, you get relevant ones for each class. I'm just demonstrating a Mage because it's one that I've not actually looked at. Really minor one, don't know if you care, but mail at the moment. So sending mail from character to character. So if you're on the same account, you're sending mail to your bank character, it's still got a 1 hour cooldown. A lot of people have been asking if that's changed, but it hasn't thus far. So at the moment, mail still has a 1 hour cooldown. When I started this video and I put on the previous episode, I sort of fixated on the fact that I was talking about coins and Zul'Gurub hand-ins. Well, I don't know whether it's changed since testing went on originally, but I've confirmed myself. I've moved coins over, handed coins in. You get 0 XP at 58. So if you're getting none at 58, then 58 to 60 using the coins is out the window. As I say, there's a lot of sort of mixed opinions. Some are saying no, it works up to 60. Some are saying it works from 58 to 59. There's loads of sort of misinformation really. So, but I'm not going to say misinformation because I think some of it may be just changing day by day. But I can confirm, to the best of my knowledge, no repeatable quests give XP. So no quests, not just Zul'Gurub and AQ, because we can't test AQ because the gates are shut, but no repeatable quests. So I went over to Tanaris on a level 48 Paladin, grinded loads of wastewater pouches and handed them in, and they wasn't giving XP either. Part of my to-do list today is to go and try the tribal necklaces, or the troll necklaces, in Hinterlands and see if they give XP. Now this is for you Draenei and Blood Elves who are going to be leveling, because is there anything you can stock up on now for free XP? My gut feeling is telling me that no repeatable quests will now give XP like it states in the patch notes from back in the day. But I'm still going to test that just in case, because you never know if something slips through the cracks. But then if it slips through the cracks and people find out about it, odds are it's not intended, so it will be changed. But I can confirm, absolutely, after testing myself on stream in front of everybody, it does not give XP for coins from Zul'Gurub. And then one more minor one, just in case you're like sort of stacking up on your consumables and everything. As I say, it is a really minor one, so don't worry. But Elixir of Demon Slaying, someone asked if it stacks past 5 now, and it does. I can confirm that. I acquired Elixirs of Demon Slaying on the beta, and it stacks up to 20 now. So if you've got loads and loads of bags full of Elixir of Demon Slaying, probably pre-patch, I would say. When the pre-patch comes, you'll be able to stack all those up and save a bunch of bag space. So if you find that useful, great. If you don't, never mind, at least now you know. So just to tell you some things that I am going to be testing for the next video. Now, for anybody who's played on certain servers, you can totem pull. So instead of like feigned death pulls or anything like that, you know, you can literally put a Syrian totem down and it pulls one mob out of an entire pack. Not sure if that is just like a buggy thing on those servers, but I'm going to test that in the beta anyway at some point. What else have I got on the list? I'm going to be testing the mind control in the succubus in the cave in Hellfire to see if we can get the buff, the 5-minute haste buff, and then see if it works moving into a dungeon. There's loads of stuff that I'm going to be testing over the next couple of days. On the basis that I'm going to be doing a subathon, probably don't expect a video out of me tomorrow, possibly get one the next day. Depends how well the subathon goes. If it doesn't go well, then you might get a video tomorrow as well. But anyway, I hope you found this useful, and until the next episode, peace out.